Hey guys, before we get started with the video, I just wanted to tell you some news. I bought a house, so we haven't closed on it yet. Probably be about a month until that happens. But yeah, inspection was great. Everything went super well there. I'm approved for it, so we're pretty much all set to go. Just waiting on a closing date to get that squared away, and then obviously moving. I don't know if the car will follow me over there. I might keep it here in Dad's shop when it comes summertime, but we'll see. It doesn't have a massive garage, but it's finished, it's heated, it's super nice, so there's definitely room for it over there if I decide that I want it over there, and it is wired for my welder, so that would also be huge. Haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet. We'll just get moved in first. But being that I bought a house, I would like to get rid of some parts that I have laying around. So if anyone is interested, I got parts kind of everywhere, so let me know. But first off, I have a Dart, I think it's a LS SHP iron block. It is a 4 1/8 bore and a stock stroke, so it comes out to be a 388. It has a Cali's Dragon Slayer crank, Cali's Ultra I-beam rods, and then a Wiseco flat top piston. Comes out to about 11-to-1 compression. I believe that's with a 70cc chamber. So, you know, obviously you can do some work and do whatever, but that's what it comes out to be. It has a TKM Black Sheep camshaft in it, has a brand new timing set on it, and it is set up for a 58X reluctor wheel and a 1X cam gear. So super nice engine. I mean, costs a lot of money to build. I'll let it go for like 10. It's not really what I want to do. I have more into it than that, I can guarantee you that, but just kind of how it is. And I also have, for that said engine, a set of TrickFlow 245. They are CNC ported by BTR. They have super alloy exhaust valves, 70cc chamber. They are resurfaced. They have 685 springs, titanium retainers, super nice heads, made almost 2,000 on the engine that they were on before. Had them checked out, everything looks great with them. Super nice head. They are cathedral port, so just do note that. I let those go for like 3,000. They would cost you probably in the 4,500 range to get them set up like that. But yeah, if anyone's interested in them, let me know. I also have these comp turbos. They're 6871, mirror image, oilless. They are brand new from comp, so they are all ready to go. You know, I had problems with my other one, but I know a lot of people who don't have any problems with them, so it's kind of just one of them things. Super weird. It costs you like 4,200 to buy these. I'll let them go for 3,000. I got boxes here, all ready to ship them in if anyone's looking. So I got them. I got a Circle D converter. It's in the box under this shelf here. You can see it. It is set up for a 1 1/8 AOD Power Glide input shaft. No mid plate, but those are, you know, 2,100, 2,200. It has a 195 Lambda stator in it. I think it's a super good no prep or street racing stator, just because it doesn't quite have the ass that you would want on a really good prep track, but on the street or something like that, it would be awesome. Pulled a lot of G's out the back, especially on my little 5.3, so I was pretty impressed with that. I'm not sure what it costs to have the stator changed if that's not what you have, but I would let that go for like 1,200 bucks. Super nice converter. I just am gonna stick with PTC. I've always had good luck with them, and that's what's in my current car now. And if I buy another one, it'll be a bolt together from them. So let me know if anyone's interested in that. And then I have Gen 3 F-150 heads. These are the ones I was talking about in that last video. Broke a valve spring. I have a new valve spring for it, so I'll put that in there. But other than that, they are basically just as is. I cleaned them up, got them as clean as I possibly could, and they look pretty nice. Come with the tensioners. Yeah, pretty just generic. But yeah, these are obviously really nice heads off an F-150. And that broken valve spring was the only reason these were pulled, so there's nothing wrong with anything of it. I have a timing cover for an F-150 as well. Keep in mind, those are different than the Mustang ones. The alternator is in a slightly different location on the F-150 timing cover, so keep that in mind if you're looking for that. Then I do have a crankshaft for the same F-150 motor. I think they're like 400 bucks new. I let it go for like 200 or 150. Don't really care. I just don't need it here anymore. Then I have like a balancer, some other miscellaneous parts that came off that motor, oil pump, stuff like that. So if you're looking for any of that stuff, let me know. But other than that, let's get into the video. What's up, everyone? And we are back here with another video. So what we got going on this time is I finally got the VS twin mirror image oilless turbos. So they are actually on the car. I kind of just come out here one night just to test fit just before I got too excited about anything. And everything went well. So they all bolted right up. Exhaust all fit good. Everything's normal. I just got to modify some stuff on my two little pipes that go from there to there. So, and that's really nothing crazy at all. They just got to be shortened a little bit. So here's the one. Just going to shorten that guy up, and hopefully we can put them all on. So that'll be super nice. I just got to hook up some fittings. I brought some extra parts here. Had to get some new little rubber clamps. I decided to use, I did it on the last one too, but I used these guys just because they're cheap. And with it being fixed mounted onto the intercooler, I really don't expect to have any issues. And I keep the fit pretty close, so they're barely any room there, and you really got to work to get these things on, which means you would really have to work to get them back off. So don't really have to worry about blowing any of them things. I haven't really had that issue with it, and we ran it up to almost 30 pounds boost, so that should be sufficient. If it's not, then I'll change it at some point, but this will work just for now. Other than that, not really anything else I'm going to change. At some point, I'm going to do a firmware update on this rig. I'm still on a pretty older version of Holly. We'll jump into the new stuff, but that's a project for a different time. So like I said, nothing all that bad. I did upgrade the V-bands on the exhaust because the headers kind of come with some crappy China ones, and I ran them, and I mean, they're just crappy China ones. So I bought some slightly better China ones, and that'll be nice. So other than that, I'm hoping to fire it today. Not really sure, I guess. I might have to oil these turbos. I'm kind of waiting for a reply back. I don't know, but if I do, maybe I'll run home and grab the grease or the oil or whatever and get them on there. These are actually water cooled, so I need to figure out how to water cool them. Obviously it's pretty simple, in and out, but where do you feed it from? That's kind of what I'm confused. And can I just dump it back into the radiator when I'm done? So I don't really know. I kind of think it should work. I kind of don't. I kind of think it should work the same way as a heater core, but I'm not sure if a heater core is being fed after all the water runs through the block or if it's before. So I don't necessarily know where to do all that on, I guess. So if it is, I believe this line right here is the one for the heater core. So if I just tee off of that, I should be able to feed them, and then I should be able to return them back to the radiator. But like I said, I don't really know. So I'm not gonna jump to any crazy conclusions yet. They don't need to be water cooled, but since they have it, I'm definitely going to use it. But for now, test purposes, if we're gonna try to spool it up or whatever, I'll not run it with the water cool part, but I do plan on doing that, and I just need to figure out how it needs to be plumbed, and then I can go ahead and do that. Pulling the radiator out of this thing is really quite simple, so nothing's gonna be too big of a deal. And if that's the line I gotta tee off into, then fair enough, I'll tee off into it and life will be good. But if not, then I just gotta figure out another way to do it. And even the water pump on this thing is an absolute breeze, so if I had to take that off, not the end of the world. So we'll figure out some way to make that done, because I really think that just in a general longevity purpose, having them water cooled will be a much better result. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, I gotta cut these pipes and then gotta get rolling. So I will hop to that, and I'll keep you updated as I'm rolling. Okay, so it's been about an hour, maybe a little more, and I got both turbos on. So it looks pretty good. Obviously the turbos are already on, but I should say more. I got the pipes themselves on, connecting them. They don't fit as good as the other ones, because just with the frame of these being bigger, it kind of threw some of the angles off a little bit, so that can be something to be changed in the future. But as far as right now in this current moment, they're not going anywhere, so that's super good. Everything really did turn out good though. All the exhaust pipes fit well. Everything, I mean, it just went pretty decent. But like I said, those are the only two things that I may change at some point, but for this point in time, they will be just fine. Just kind of had to, basically what it is that the compressor's bigger, so the outlet is further out than where the inlet is on the intercooler here, so it's kind of just got a little bit of a bend sort of, and you got to flex on this guy a little bit to get it to go on. It's not really ideal, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I can remake it at some point, but for this point in time, it'll be just fine. I mean, it's pretty dang sturdy. And this is a swivel style, so you should be able to move it a little bit. So everything there seems to be all good. But I just found out that these are pre-greased and ready to go. So basically, we're ready to just hit the key and see what happens. So my laptop should be charged up now, and I can hook up and see what we got going on. It'll be interesting. I mean, these are a lot bigger than the other ones. The exhaust, I should say, seems to be, the 7875s, the other ones were 6871. So obviously the hole is a little bit bigger in the exhaust, but the general size of the housing seems to be about the same. And then obviously the compressor's massive compared to the other ones. So it should spool up, but you don't know. It spooled up really easy without really trying before. So I would think that I should be able to force it to spool up no matter what. So kind of what we're here to test, I guess. So I might just fire up here and see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. All right, as you can see by those clips, that went extremely well. So now looking at a little bit of data, it actually, I didn't even have the dump valve on, so it should be able to do it a little faster than that, but I'm not complaining. That was perfect. I was only on the trans brake for 2.5 seconds, made 9 pounds. That was what it was commanded to do. So just absolutely stoked, because I was so nervous, you know, with the LS, and given there was quite a bit of problems there, but just the not spooling thing has just been, I've been terrified by it. So the fact that it did that is great. I mean, it's cold out today. It's like 10 or 11 degrees. So obviously probably got some air helping me out and all that stuff, but I also didn't have dump valve on. Trans was ice cold, whatever, you know, yada, yada, but it did it. I mean, it worked great. So super stoked on that. Cannot complain at all. I knew right away when it started up that it was going to, it just sounded good. The turbos were trying to whistle, just idling and revving it up. You could hear them winding up. I'm like, oh yeah, it'll spool up, no problem. It's not even phased. So that makes me super happy. I was pretty worried about that. So now I'm really happy with the change. Hopefully they perform as good as the comps did, because the comps did really well, especially running, you know, 28 pounds of boost. I mean, it wound up fast. It made good power. Everything was pretty awesome there. So I expect these to be just as good as those, especially just seeing what I did today. But hopefully they work good. That was awesome. Very, very, very happy with that. So now car's just gonna kind of chill for a while. And then once I bring it back here, then I can wire in a couple sensors that I want to wire in and just kind of check things over and get ready to go racing. I got some new tires for it, front and rears actually. So fronts, there ain't nothing wrong with them. I've just had them for a long time, so I figured it was probably about time to just switch them out, you know, put some new ones on and get ready to go. But yeah, it'll be a different year, you know, with the house coming and everything. So it'll be, I don't know how much racing we'll get to, but I know I'll definitely be out doing some. Can't just let the hot rod like that sit around. So I'll get out racing and we'll have some fun with it, and obviously try not to break anything or tear it up. So I might be a little gentler on it than I normally would, but I'm looking forward to it. It was really great to do that today. Sometimes as the winter gets long, you kind of forget that you even have the thing, and so it was fun to go out and hear it run and have it just start up and everything be totally normal. This is kind of interesting. Maybe you guys will find this cool, or maybe not cool, but whatever. The last pull we made in the dyno, it had like 5 pounds of coolant pressure. I mean, like virtually nothing. And so then when I started up today, it immediately had like 3, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And then it got up to 10. So I did some reading online, and they say if you're just using like water out of a hose, electrolysis can happen and actually build pressure in the radiator just from sitting. So I thought that was kind of fascinating, because I really shouldn't have any head gasket issues. I had the valve covers off before I put it away, and I retorqued everything. So, and there was nothing loose or anything weird going on. So I thought that was kind of fascinating, because I was just kind of puzzled why it actually had a little bit of coolant pressure, but that actually adds up. So it makes sense to me. I'll probably, next time I'm over that way, I'll crack the cap loose, or maybe just take it off for a little bit and let it kind of do its thing. But yeah, I thought that was kind of bizarre. Nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, 10 is like not much at all. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of bizarre. But that's really all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it's kind of a shorter one, but there wasn't really much to do. Everything went pretty well. Everything fit good. It went right back together. Obviously it made boosts and held boosts, so I plumbed it all right, which is pretty hard to mess that up. But super happy with it. Very happy to have turbos back on. The thing sounds absolutely fantastic, and it runs again. So let me know if you want any of them parts that I got for sale. Got a whole bunch of stuff laying around here, so I can get you taken care of if you're looking for it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.